now. Okay. So here, first of all, function, it can be any. Print is one of the function. So hi all, welcome to functions class. So this is print, it is one of the inbuilt function. If you are having a list containing numbers 26, 28, 11, 52, 53, 10, 9. So different functions you had in this list. For example, if you want to count number of elements inside the list, we have length of a. If you want to get sum, we had sum of a. And if we want to get maximum value, maximum of a, minimum value, minimum of a. So you can get, so these are all the inbuilt functions in Python. If you get help on any of this, help on minimum, so this will give my doc string. This is called as my doc string. It will consider built-in module, built-in function. So built-in function minimum in module built-ins. So these are called as inbuilt functions in Python. So already we had studied this. So if you want to create a user-defined function, so we studied about arguments and keyword arguments yesterday. So arguments, this is for multiple inputs. Don't know number of inputs, how many are required. This will act like a list. So arguments is going to act like a list here. So for example, I can define any function. Let us say some n numbers and star arguments. If I write like this, I can take multiple inputs. It can be two inputs. I can take sum of two numbers or sum of three numbers here. So in docstring, I can write, so this function outputs sum of all the given numbers. It can be two numbers, star arguments it can be. It means that it can be two numbers, it can be 10 or it can be 100. So that is totally, you have flexibility here. So it will act just like a list. Just like the list, I will calculate the sum. So for I in my arguments. So you can iterate through your arguments and simply I will apply s is equal to s plus I. And finally, return the value of s. So here, return, make sure return keyword is always, return keyword and your function should always be in same indentation. So it should not be inside the for loop like this. It is incorrect way. So this time you can, so sum n. So I can take only two numbers also, it is fine. It will give the output. Now, if you take multiple outputs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So multiple outputs if you take, it will give you the result. Irrespective of any numbers, it will give you the output. So it will just give you sum of all these numbers. So this is how that arguments is going to work, and we also saw about keyword arguments. So when you make use of double star, that is keyword arguments. So it will act like a dictionary. So dictionary, you can make use of dictionary.items. It will give you key value pairs. So here I am going to define one function. So function, if I write here star star keyword arguments, then here what I can do is for key comma value. So dictionary dot items, I have this function, so I can make use of this function. So here I am going to simply print the key value with f string. So I have the key colon value. So I just want to print this one. So it will act just like a dictionary. So in keyword arguments, you need to give your keywords here like this. For example, name equal to So whenever you give this variable name, this is my keyword argument. So name equal to Utkarsh, then age is equal to 29, and then I have, so you can add multiple variables. So job is equal to data scientist, and married equal to true. So how many number of keyword arguments you want, you can provide here. You will get the respective output. For example, for some other person, if I give only name and age, or any other details also you can give. So let me just, class name is equal to, let us say, ETL high. So courses is equal to, you can also provide a list. So data scientist, comma, data analytics. So it will give you all the, this will be considered as my key, this will be considered as my value, just like the dictionaries. These are called as my keyword arguments. You make use of double star here. So these two concepts are clear to everyone. Okay, these are important for concept of decorators. So today we are going to study about decorators. Decorators are used to modify the current function. So here, in order to build a decorator, you require input will be a function and output will also be a function. Output is called as wrapper in this decorator. So here, the purpose of this is just to modify any function. So for example, modify any whatever function you are writing, that will be used to modify those functions. So here I will write a decorator function first. So welcome decorator. It should take any function as input. It can be any function here. So any function can be input here, and here I want to now provide the output as a function again. So I will write again one more function, that output function I will write inside this. So define my wrapper function. Wrapper is nothing but my output. So once this wrapper is written, so any function, it is going to either have some arguments or some keyword arguments. So this is for, in general, any function. That is why I am taking arguments and keyword arguments. So then, first of all, I want to print every time whenever I write this function, I want to print hi all, welcome to my function. And here, after that, I just want to print this function with arguments, comma. So any function has arguments and keyword arguments. Any random function if you take. So here, and finally, I want to print. So here, I am going to print thanks for using my function. Thank you for using my function. You can either make use of this or you can also call the function directly. But here, let us print this function. And finally, if you want to return, you can also return the function with arguments, comma, keyword arguments. So you can return this function as well. So I just want to, whichever function I want to write, it can be any function. Just in start, I want to print this welcome and thanks for using my function. These two lines I want to print. So for that I have created this function. Then last line will be return your output function, that is your wrapper. So this is going to be my decorator function. So Now, how I can use this, I will tell you. So, for example, let us say I want to create a function, calculate hypotenuse of sides, hypotenuse of triangle when two sides are given. For right angle triangle. So here we have that Pythagoras theorem. So c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So you can make use of this function to calculate the hypotenuse. So here, first of all, I am going to define hypotenuse. I will just write short form here, and here two sides A and B are input in this case. So here docstring, if you want, you can write. It is optional. So this function calculates hypotenuse given right angle triangle. Here, simply I am going to calculate C. So C squared equal to A square plus B square means C is equal to square root of A square plus B square. So simply apply that. C is equal to A squared plus B squared. If you want to get the square root, you can make use of raised to 1 by 2. This will give me square root and return. So return C. So here what I am going to do to modify this function. So here I just want this hi all, welcome to my function and thank you for using my function. So any function you write, you can simply apply welcome decorator. So just apply this decorator. This will just modify your function according to whatever this code you have written. So here whichever function I am writing, it will just show hi all, welcome to my function. Then it will print my function result. And finally it will write thank you for using my function and it will return this value. So here now let us see C is equal to or H1 is equal to, let us say, hypotenuse of 3, 4 if I write like this. So see here, hi all, welcome to my function. So value of hypotenuse of 3 squared plus 4 squared under root is 5. So finally it will show thank you for using my function. So whatever modifier you have written in this wrapper, that same it is going to happen inside this welcome decorator. So, and value will be stored inside h1 function. So h1 contains what value? This function value. So this hypotenuse I had written here. So this hypotenuse will be my input function in the decorator and output function is wrapper. So it will give me this wrapper output. So this you can apply now for any function, whatever function you create, you do not need to repeat this code multiple times. So what if I don't create this decorator, I need to write this manually every time. This hi all, welcome to my function and thank you. Every time I needed to write that manually here. But with with this decorator function, you can easily modify any function now. Not only this function. Let us say I can apply welcome decorator to any other function as well. For example, welcome decorator, I want to define product. This is my function and it has arguments as input. So here I am not giving any docstring here. So P is equal to 1. Then for I in my P arguments, I in my arguments, I am going to apply P is equal to P into I. Then finally return the value of P. So as soon as you execute this, so now I can take product of any numbers. Product of, let us say, so P1 is equal to product of 2, 3. So even if you take two numbers, it is going to calculate the multiplication. 2 into 3 is nothing but 6. P1 will have the value stored as 6. Similarly, for any other value, if you take product 4, 7, 9, 11. So as soon as you execute, hi all, welcome to my function, the output of this function it will show. So 2772 and thank you for using my function. So every time you need not repeat this code multiple times. So simply make use of your decorator. It will modify the function according to the wrapper you have created there. So like this, that decorator function is going to work. So this is clear to everyone.
ये जो डेकोरेटर फंक्शन है वो हम प्रीडिफाइंड फंक्शन के साथ यूज कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, प्रीडिफाइंड फंक्शन के साथ नहीं यूज कर सकते। जब भी आप न्यू फंक्शन क्रिएट करोगे ना, तभी आपको ये लिखना पड़ेगा इस तरीके से। प्रीडिफाइंड फंक्शन के साथ ये डायरेक्टली यूज नहीं होता है। सो whenever you define a freshly new function, during that time you can use this. So predefined function के साथ आप ये डेकोरेटर डायरेक्टली नहीं यूज कर पाओगे। आपको ये प्रीवियस जो फंक्शन कोड है ना, अगर आपने ये एक फंक्शन लिखा है, ये कॉपी करना पड़ेगा। सो आई कैन कॉपी दिस फंक्शन, प्रीवियसली लिखा है मैंने, जस्ट ऐड वन सिंपल लाइन at welcome decorator. Above this, just add at welcome decorator. So just add this @welcome decorator and it will work fine. So sum n, this will also work in similar manner. 378. So it will give me this values. If you want, you can store this 18 into any other variable. So s1 में मैंने store किया है. So welcome to my function 3 plus 7 plus 8. It is nothing but 18. So this output I am getting here. So this is how that decorator is going to work. So इसमें किसी को कोई भी query है? Okay. So इसका practical example हम इसके बाद देखेंगे. हाँ.
वो रिटर्न का इंडेंटेशन.
हाँ. So ये देखो, इसमें इंडेंटेशन किस तरीके से रहता है? It is very easy. So see, whenever you are having an indentation, this means that code is inside this function block. This is my function block. This is my entire wrapper function. This is my wrapper block. So for this welcome decorator, if you see, whatever code I have written inside this indentation, it will be inside my welcome decorator function. Like this, that indentation is going to be there. So whatever you write in indentation after semicolon, that code is inside that respective block. So this is clear to you. So whatever code you write in indentation, that code becomes inside that block. So this entire code is in my wrapper block. So this is inside wrapper. And whatever entire wrapper I have written, along with the return wrapper, this entire code is for my welcome decorator.
जो रिटर्न रैपर किया है,
हाँ,
तो वो कहाँ पे रिटर्न होता है?
वो रिटर्न यहाँ पे ही तो हो रहा है ना. सो सी हियर, रैपर फंक्शन ही तो रिटर्न हो रहा है यहाँ पे हाय वेलकम टू माय फंक्शन एंड थैंक यू फॉर यूजिंग माय. यहाँ पे मैंने कुछ लिखा है क्या? वेलकम टू माय फंक्शन. सो हियर आई हैव नॉट रिटर्न दैट कोड मल्टीपल टाइम्स. अगर मैंने वेलकम डेकोरेटर यूज नहीं किया रहता तो मुझे बार बार ये कोड लिखना पड़ता, बार बार ये दो स्टेटमेंट बार बार लिखने पड़ते थे, राइट? सो दैट इज द यूज. सो आगे इसका प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन देखेंगे. सो फॉर नाउ यू कैन कंप्लीट दिस वन. Yes. Yes, you can write multiple welcome. Means multiple times you are saying.
Different decorators in same code.
So in same code, different decorators. So you can keep on adding. See, whatever function you are writing, just add welcome decorator. Just add that decorator. It will modify its functionality according to whatever you have defined in the wrapper. हाँ, कर सकते हैं. नेसेसरी नहीं है कि एक ही डेकोरेटर यूज करना चाहिए. यू कैन मेक यूज ऑफ 2 डेकोरेटर्स एज वेल. So same ही रहता है @first decorator, then @second decorator, and then you can write the function. So any other queries anyone is having? Okay. So then
लैम्बडा फंक्शन से हम अपना नेम यूजर से इनपुट लेके प्रिंट कैसे कर सकते हैं कितना
लैम्बडा इजी है वो एक्चुअली लैम्बडा में ना आपको वैसे इनपुट नहीं ले सकते आप मुझे लग रहा है उसके सो
ट्राई किया बट यूजर से इनपुट तो
लैम्बडा में आप यूजर से इनपुट नहीं ले सकते हो वो फंक्शन से कर सकते हो इफ यू वांट टू टेक इनपुट फ्रॉम यूजर सो फॉर एग्जांपल डिफाइन so let us say name input I want to take from user. So here if you want to take input in function you don't need to take any argument here. You need to take like this n is equal to input. I will write please enter your name. This I want to write and colon. So here remember whenever I am taking input from user am I taking any arguments here or keyword arguments? No. So then simply I can write with f string hi and welcome to my class. So this function I can write. So then as soon as I call my name function, so now it will ask me to take the name. So you can give any name. So lambda function you cannot use because lambda function will compulsory require arguments or keyword arguments. So in lambda function you cannot do like this. That you can do only in normal functions. So this is clear to you. And here also you can apply that decorator, welcome decorator if you want here. So this is how you can take that input from user. Just don't give that arguments inside this. All the input you need to provide like this. So this was about your query. So perform up to here. And if you are having any other doubts or queries, you can ask me while performing. So just sharing this functions class. Perform up to here. So practical application we'll see once you have completed this. Yes, screen is already recording, Akash. I have already started recording. So perform this and type done in chat. हाँ हाँ लैम्बडा फंक्शन का हो रहा है लेकिन इसमें इनपुट आपने क्या लिया था फिर ब्लैंक
डायरेक्टली लैम्बडा और कोलन डाल के फिर मैंने स्ट्रिंग से इनपुट लिया तो वो प्रिंट हो रहा है
सो वैसे भी हो सकता है फॉर एग्जांपल e is equal to let me just write that lambda and no input and I can take so input तो ऐसे भी हो सकता है लेट मी जस्ट राइट सो इसमें कोई इनपुट नहीं देना पड़ेगा नाउ दिस विल आस्क फॉर इनपुट yes it is also working so just make sure whenever you are taking input you need to not provide any output but here you will not be able to do anything with input like here in this function I was able to print this right hi welcome to my class but here you will not be able to do anything with this input in this case.
Just I want to know that if it's printing or not, so I have to try
Okay.
this.
Okay. So this is also working here. But you cannot do anything with this input, it will print as it is.
सर
हाँ
और एक क्वेरी थी,
हाँ
इसमें इनपुट और आउटपुट फंक्शन एक ही नहीं चल सकता है?
मतलब एक्चुअली एग्जैक्टली आप दे सकते हो बट उसका कुछ यूज नहीं होगा, वो मॉडिफाई होकर नहीं आएगा। आप जो भी इनपुट दे रहे हो एज इट इज आउटपुट आ जाएगा अगर आप सेम रखोगे।
नहीं, वो डेकोरेटर में।
हाँ डेकोरेटर में ही बोल रहा हूँ मैं। सो अगर आप यहाँ पर कोई एक्स्ट्रा ऐड नहीं करोगे ना, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा फंक्शनैलिटी ऐड नहीं करोगे तो मॉडिफाई नहीं होगा कुछ भी इसमें, बस वो रहेगा। सो यू कैन सिंपली रिटर्न दैट फंक्शन एज इट इज, इट विल नॉट मॉडिफाई एनीथिंग। सो आपने अगर कोई एक्स्ट्रा कोड ऐड नहीं किया उसमें, इट विल मॉडिफाई नथिंग। सो डेकोरेटर्स मेन फंक्शन इज टू modify any current function, whatever function you are building, it should be able to modify that function. That is the main purpose here. So you can give that function as it is in wrapper, but it will not perform any modification there. So main purpose is to modify the behavior of your function. Okay, one student has completed. So next topic I will start in 10 minutes.
सर अगर हम डेकोरेटर फंक्शन में वो सेकंड लास्ट वाली लाइन रिटर्न फंक्शन आर्गुमेंट्स और कीवर्ड आर्गुमेंट्स की स्किप किए तो
नहीं, वो स्किप नहीं कर सकते इस केस में, बिकॉज different functions are, so these are the arguments. You can also write this hypotenuse like this. See, sometimes you can write directly 3,4 or h2 is equal to, you can write like this. Just a second, I will let you know that you need to always write, because any function has arguments or keyword arguments. So a is equal to 3, so these are the keyword arguments in this function. A is equal to, you can write 5, and B is equal to, let's say 7. Like this also you can write. So you should not skip these arguments and keyword arguments. If you skip, it is not going to work properly. So it should work for any function in general. So that is why we need to make use of that arguments and keyword arguments. So both you should add here, even inside your function. So if you skip that, you will get error here. So next topic I will be starting in 5 minutes. 9:55 I will start.
Sir, I'm getting the result, but कुछ तो error आ रहा है.
हाँ. यहाँ पे एरर का क्या है? फंक्शन आर्गुमेंट्स ARGS है यहाँ पे आर्गुमेंट्स लिखा है, यहाँ पे ARGS सेम लिखना पड़ेगा, तब ये वर्क करेगा. You can store this in any other variable. So it will show you that this will work.
Explain this again, sir. मतलब immediately समझने
तो देखो इसमें सबसे पहले ये चीज देखो, डेकोरेटर में इनपुट क्या रहता है? इनपुट इज अ फंक्शन. आउटपुट विल आल्सो बी अ function. Output function is called as what? A wrapper function. So wrapper function. So whichever function you take, see here, hypotenuse is having these two arguments. Any other function if you take, it will be having different arguments or keyword
So
arguments.
like I have a doubt कि हमें यहाँ पे ये क्यों ऐड की?
So ये just repeatability के लिए. For example, ये simple, अगर आपने कोई वेब पेज डिजाइन किया, so अगर आपके अलग-अलग वेब पेजेस है, अलग-अलग वेबसाइट्स, उसमें आपको ये दो पेजेस ऐड करने हैं, वेलकम पेज एंड थैंक यू पेज. सो आपको क्या करना है? ये कोड बार-बार नहीं लिखना है हर बार. अभी अगर आपने डेकोरेटर फंक्शन नहीं लिखा, तो इस केस में ये जो दो सेंटेंसेस, इस केस में ये दो सेंटेंसेस बार-बार मुझे यहाँ पर कॉपी करके पेस्ट करने पड़ेंगे. वेलकम टू माय फंक्शन, थैंक यू फॉर यूजिंग माय फंक्शन. वापस यहाँ पे भी वेलकम इन माय फंक्शन, थैंक यू फॉर यूजिंग. बार-बार ये लिखना पड़ेगा, राइट? If you don't use this decorator function, but with help of this decorator, you can avoid that.
Using this decorator function.
Yes. So here, even in any website, if website you have designed, so welcome page के लिए आपने कोड ये टॉप में लिखा है, और नीचे thank you page के लिए कोड लिखा है. So simply, you need to make use of decorator in that function for that website. So if you use that decorator, your work will be very easy. Just apply this @ welcome decorator on any of your website and it will work.
फंक्शन की जगह हम दूसरा नाम भी दे सकते हैं ना?
हाँ, कोई भी दूसरा नेम भी दे सकते हैं रैपर की जगह पे, बट वो रैपर इसका टर्म रहता है ना, तो इसलिए रैपर दिया। इट इज
यहाँ
नॉट।
पे क्या है? दूसरा नाम दे
हाँ,
सकते हैं।
दूसरा नाम भी आप दे सकते हो, फंक्शन FUNC रिसाइवर, आप दूसरा कोई भी नेम दे सकते हो, दोनों के लिए, रैपर के लिए भी दे सकते हो और फंक्शन के लिए। हाँ, यस। So wrapper is nothing but, so see, decorator, your input is going to be a function, output is also going to be a function. Wrapper is nothing but what? The function which you are outputting, that is my wrapper. This is my input function. Output function is what? A wrapper. So output function is only called as wrapper. So whatever the product, for example, relatable example अगर मैं आपको दूं, तो कोई भी आपका प्रोडक्ट हो, हेडफोन्स, ब्लूटूथ हेडफोन्स, वो किसी एक केस में आते हैं, राइट? सो केस विल बी जस्ट लाइक अ रैपर. यस,
एक मिनट,
हाँ.
ये रन क्यों नहीं होगा?
So at direct decorator आपने लिखा, and then हो रहा है.
हाँ हो रहा है, बट लिस्ट के फॉर्म में क्यों नहीं?
So आपने इसमें देखो, चेक कर लो क्या किया. Yes, product for I in the. तो इसमें आपने ये लिस्ट में ये रिटर्न जो किया है ना, इसी इंडेंटेशन में, ये वापस आपने एडिट किया रहेगा.
नहीं, अगर मैं इसके अंदर लिखूं, आर्गुमेंट्स के अंदर लिस्ट लिखूं,
सो एक्चुअली ए में वैल्यू क्या आपका, ए एक्चुअली टपल नहीं देना है, ये ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. इस केस पे ना लिस्ट नहीं देना पड़ेगा, डायरेक्टली यहाँ पे इनपुट. इट कैन बी इधर 2 इनपुट्स, 3 इनपुट्स.
वो करने के बाद
हाँ, वैसे ही करना पड़ेगा. इसमें आर्गुमेंट्स का मतलब ही वो है. आर्गुमेंट्स में
तो वो कॉल नहीं करता क्या वो?
नहीं, आर्गुमेंट्स में टपल लिस्ट नहीं, उसके लिए सेपरेट फंक्शन लिखना पड़ेगा. सो यहाँ पे दूसरा फंक्शन लिख लो जहाँ पे आर्गुमेंट्स नहीं है. यू कैन गिव एनी अदर नेम, लिस्ट और टपल नेम, LST और टपल. जस्ट डोंट यूज दिस स्टार.
तो अगर मैं इसमें वो ए लिखता तो
हाँ,
वो रन होता ना?
ए लिखता था. हाँ करेक्ट, ए अगर आप लिखते थे, आर्गुमेंट्स नहीं देते तो वो रहता. So already I have told output function here. Input will be a function and output will be a function. So that will be a wrapper here. So here, everyone pay attention now. Up till here, I think almost all of you have completed. Most of you have completed up to here. So जिनका भी थोड़ा बहुत part pending है, वो आप बाद में perform कर सकते हो. So here, we will see one practical example of this decorator. So for example, if you want to perform user authentication. तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल HDFC बैंक अगर है, तो उसमें नेट बैंकिंग के लिए सेपरेट लॉगिन पेज रहता है उनका, म्यूचुअल फंड्स के लिए अलग लॉगिन पेज रहेगा, लोन के लिए अलग लॉगिन पेज रहेगा, राइट? सो हर बार अगर आप वो कोड बार बार रिपीट करोगे तो उसमें थोड़ा सा चांसेस हो सकते कि एरर भी हो जाएगा. सो वैसे मुझे नहीं चाहिए. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन क्रिएट वन ऑथेंटिकेटर डेकोरेटर. सो आई एम गोइंग टू क्रिएट वन डेकोरेटर कॉल्ड एज authenticator. So it will verify whether your username or password are true or false. So उससे पहले मैं क्या करूंगा, I will create a list of users. So users, here I am creating some different users for my bank website. I am having their username, for example, Utkarsh1, and let us say their password, colon. I am having their respective, actually ये किसी सर्वर में सेव्ड रहेगा, SQL सर्वर या किसी दूसरे सर्वर में सेव्ड रहेगा. For example, I am saving this username and password here. So let us say test@123. First password. Second username, let us say Raman S4. For this is his username and I am having his respective password. So example @567. This is his password. Then Aditi M1. Let us say. So here this is her username and her password is, let us say, hash example 289. Some password she is having. So these are some respective usernames and password which I'm having. So here in dictionaries, what you can do is, so for example, users.keys if I check here. So this will give me all the usernames of my people. So these are all the usernames. If you give users dot values, it will give you all the passwords of your username. If you write like this, users dot items, it will give key value pair. So username, password, like that it is going to give in key value pair, it will provide the output. So for example, if I want to fetch password for any user, how I can fetch that? For example, users, I want to fetch password for Aditi M1. So as soon as I fetch, so this is the password. You can fetch this password for any user in this case. Actually ये बैकएंड में रहेगा सर्वर में, ये आपको पता नहीं रहेगा ये पासवर्ड्स. So practically actually, so this just for example purpose I am creating this usernames and password. Now I want to verify whether this usernames and password are correct in my authentication decorator. So I will create one decorator, define authenticate. So authenticate is going to be my, this is going to be my decorator. I will add a function, input function, then I will define the output function as wrapper. Wrapper is my output function. It will take, first of all, username. I want these two important things, password and whatever the arguments and keyword arguments. This you should compulsory, whenever you are creating a wrapper, no, make sure you add these two. That is very important here. Then once you have done this, I am going to print here, first of all, hi user name, then login successful. Login successful, I will write here like this. And finally, I can return whatever the function. So function star arguments and star keyword arguments. So function has arguments and keyword arguments in general. So that you need to provide. And finally, first of all, actually directly I do not need to provide this. So directly I do not need to provide this. I need to check. So if so username in, so I have already defined this users dictionary. So users.keys. Yes, user. I need to check this, and I also want to check whatever user is there, Aditi or Utkarsh or Raman. So their password is correct or not. So how you can check that? Simply and password. Yes, password is equal to users of username. Users, I have already have created this dictionary. Users of username. I need to provide like password equal to. I need to check whether password is equal. Password is same, that I need to check. Then after colon, just write this.
Users.keys.
So users dot keys, yes, users dot keys होना चाहिए. जो भी आपने डिक्शनरी डिफाइन किया सेम स्पेलिंग होना चाहिए, वरना वो एरर देगा आपको. So users dot keys. So this is how, or else I need to write. I will just print here. Please check username and password. Login failed. I will write like this. Login unsuccessful. Please check username and password. Finally, so I need to return this wrapper function. So this is how we are going to create that. So wrapper I have written at this line. Wherever authenticate I have written, there here it should be wrapper. So here, once this is done, now I can apply this on any function. So let us say I have one bank welcome page, net banking welcome page. Just a simple example I'm giving here. I'm not writing any website code here. So bank welcome page, let us say. And here I'm taking username as input. And here I want to simply return a string welcome. So here I need to apply that decorator @authenticate. Authenticate decorator I have added. And here I do not need to focus on this authentication code now. This I have already written, this logic. I just need to focus on what that welcome page is showing. So let us say welcome page is showing just welcome username. This it is showing. So welcome page is showing this username. So as soon as I write now bank welcome page, and let us say here, actually I also need to give keyword arguments. Let me, or I don't need to give, let me just confirm. Okay. So, okay. So here, first of all, I will provide a username. So let us say I will provide correct password now. So Utkarsh 1 and password also I will provide. So password equal to whatever the password. So in my case, the correct password is test@123. So I will provide correct password, and so as soon as I execute this, so just a second. So username.
So can we write where
So
password
here,
is equals to user? In that place, can we write password in users dot values?
no, actually, so see, password should match. You cannot make use of. So example 567 is also one password. So Utkarsh 1, this password is not correct. Utkarsh 1 should have the same password, exact password. Only then it will work properly. So just a second, let me check here what error I am getting. Or I will, so yes, actually let me just check. Let me just check here. So I will just write here authentic. So I will simply write hi user, login is successful. Simply I will write like this. Let me just check here. Actually here function should also have username that it is showing. Function should also have this username as input. Let me just add that here, because here I have added that user. So here no issue for that. Username login successful. Yes, this will work fine. So bank welcome page, if I give correct username and correct password, only then it should work. So similarly, now let me try to write a wrong password now. Bank welcome page. So here I am getting welcome Utkarsh 1. So bank welcome page. This time if I write correct username, but password is incorrect. Password I have written 1 2 3 4 5. So it will give you login unsuccessful. Please check username and password. Like this it will tell. So here if you write some correct password but username you write incorrect, that also will give you error. Bank welcome page. So username is equal to, now some different username I use. Let us say Priyanka. This user do I have Priyanka user here? So I am not having any user here. And some password I have matched now. So I have given incorrect username, but password I am having same. So see, this will again tell you login unsuccessful. Please check username and password. Like this it will show. So now you don't need to think about this authentication. You can apply this on any function. So on any function you can apply. Just make sure to give at least username. So here for any function I can apply now. Let us say withdrawal or deposit function or any other function. So you can apply this on any other function. For example, let us say I want to calculate simple interest. So I will simply apply authenticate. Then I will define my function. Define, let us say simple underscore interest. I want to calculate simple interest on given principal, period, and rate of interest. So here, so just I will write different. P is principal, INR. Then N, it is nothing but my, so N is going to be my period in years. And R is nothing but rate of interest in percent per annum. So output will be interest I and amount A for this function. So once I have written this here, I just need to focus on this calculation. I don't need to focus anything related to authentication. Already I have written this authentication code here. And also I require this username. Username will be compulsory. Otherwise this function cannot be used. So here first simply I will make use of I is equal to P into N into R by 100. So this function I can make use of. And amount is nothing but principal plus interest. And finally I can return my interest and my amount value. These two values I can return. So if you want to round, you can also round up to 2 decimal places. So round this up to 2 decimal places and also round this up to 2 decimal places. Now here simple interest, I will take any other username. Let me give this properly. Actually here I did spelling mistake. Username. Username this function should have. So username equal to. So here I will add the username. So simple interest username equal to. So let me add Aditi. So whatever the, I will write the correct function here. Aditi M1. And her password, I will write the correct password. Only if I write the correct password, then only it is going to work properly. So it is hash example 289. It is her password. Hash example 289. Then you can write your principal, period, and rate of interest. So principal, let us say 50,000. for 2 years at rate of interest, let us say 7.10. So as soon as I execute this, so hi Aditi M1 login successful. So you can, if you want, you can also save this I1 comma A1 in any other value. So first of all, what I'm getting here, I'm getting interest, then I'm getting amount, right? So you can also save this like this. So this will give me the interest on this amount, and it will also give me the total amount after interest. So you can also save this in I1 comma A1 equal to. So it will write hi Aditi M1 login successful. Like this it is going to write. And whatever the interest you are going to get and amount. So this interest and amount it is going to credit once you have done successful login, once you have broken this FD. So this is how authenticator is going to work. But now let us say any other user tries to attempt to login in this website, giving incorrect password I2 comma A2 if I write here. So simple interest. Now this time username. Let me take same Aditi M1, but I entered incorrect password now. Password is equal to anything I have written. So 923, some random password I have written. Let us say this time 70,000 I have written, n equal to 3 and r is equal to let's say 7.5. So as soon as I execute here, so it will give me login unsuccessful. Please check username and password. So here simply make use of this function only. So it will give you login unsuccessful. Please check username and password like this.
सर अगर इसमें और एक स्टेटमेंट ऐड करना हो
हाँ.
प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट एंड दिस
So you can add it in your this function. This function you can add.
नहीं वो फंक्शन में नहीं ऐड करना
नहीं, वो डेकोरेटर में नहीं ऐड कर सकते हो आप.
हाँ सॉरी बराबर
डेकोरेटर का पर्पस ये नहीं रहता है. डेकोरेटर का पर्पस क्या रहेगा इस केस में? सिर्फ ऑथेंटिकेशन. बाकी आपको जो फंक्शन में यू हियर you need to think only about your whatever function you need to write. So for example, if you want to print the principal period rate of interest, you can print here itself. So principal I can print here. So it is stored in which variable? P. This is in INR. Then if I want to print this, so number of years or period, it is stored in my n variable. This is in years. And finally, if I also want to print rate of interest, it will be in R percent per annum. So whatever you want, you need to write in this simple interest function related to whatever functionalities of the function you need to write here. So here if you write, it will give you this login successful, then it will print those respective principal, period, rate of interest, and it will give you interest and amount like this. So if required, you can also print the output here as well. So here if you want to print simple interest, here I will just write this is in INR. So let us say, I want to show this only up to 2 decimal places. Again, amount is going to be stored in my variable A. I want to show this only up to 2 decimal places. This is also in INR. So as soon as I execute, it will also give me the simple interest along with the amount like this. So you can also store I1 and A1 in any other variable whenever required. I1 will contain interest, A1 will contain the amount. But if you give anything wrong username or wrong password, it will give you login unsuccessful. This time, let me add some wrong username. Username equal to some different username I'm adding. Let us say Raman M4 or some typo error I did. So for example, the username is Raman S4, but I wrote Raman M4. M4. Actual username is Raman S4. I created correct password. So whatever Raman S4's password is there, that same I am writing now. So let's see what happens. So this example @567 is his correct password. I have written correct password, but username has a spelling mistake. So here you also need to add PNR 8,000, 80,000, N equal to 3, and R equal to, let's say, 8. So it will give you login error. But if you write correct username and password, Raman S4, only then it will give you the output like this. So if required, you can store this into I2 and A2. So interest 2, comma A2 equal to, if I write like this, it will also provide me hi Raman S4 successful login and principal 80,000, period 3 years, rate of interest 8% per annum. So I'm getting simple interest of 19,200 and final amount is 99,200 like this. So it will only work when you have correct username and correct password. Any other values if you give, it is going to throw an error that login unsuccessful. Please check username and password. You can apply this on any function now, not only simple interest. So any other bank function is there. For example, withdrawal or deposit. For that, you can simply add that authenticate function, decorator. So this is clear to everyone. Okay. Okay, so here perform this one. And if you are having any queries, you can ask me now. So I'm sharing this practical and notes for today. So this is practical for today. And also I'll be sharing this notes. These are your notes for today. So I'm stopping.